Rack City bitch. Rack baby bitch. Rack baby bitch. Rack baby bitch. Get my stroller, I walk away, bitch. There's an Aussie one that was discovered in 2012.
Oh.
And they actually migrated from New Zealand.
Okay.
And they lived in like all like rural areas in like New South Wales.
Oh.
And they were 4 generations inbred.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So like pretty sure the guy that started it, his name was Tim Colt. How funny is it though? Their last name is Colt. And then in the newspapers and all the articles, it's the Colt clan. But they were like, they were massively inbred.
Wow.
So then like the dad, I'm pretty sure that his wife was like his half sister, and they had 7 children, and then those 7 children, all of them had all these like issues because of inbreeding, obviously.
Because like when people when you're inbred, like I don't even actually know how that affects people, but it's like something to do with the chromosomes, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's because like from the same DNA or something, then you get like there are forms of I looked it up after I read that article, and there are forms of that are telltale signs from inbreeding.
What are the telltale signs?
Like a cleft palate, like how and then there was so many others. I can't really remember the signs, but because I remember reading the article to my mum, and then me and her just sat there, and then we researched like the signs of inbreeding, and it like goes back to like the ancient Egyptians. And
because what would happen is they would want to
keep everything it's like family. The royals. Yeah. The royals were massively inbred. Like most royal families are pretty incest because they don't want to go outside their bloodline and bring anyone else into it. So they each other.
Isn't that just the most horrendous shit?
Oh, it is pretty messed up.
So bad. It's so disgusting.
But yeah, this Colt family clan, eventually when they were found, I'm pretty sure that they were up in like the Blue Mountains or something, somewhere in New South Wales, like in the remote, and they'd bought property, but they were literally living in like sheds. And then I think when the authorities got to them, when they were made aware of like this Colt family, they went in and they were like, it was like just mattresses on the floor, like because the kids were like ferals, like they could barely speak English, like they had no education, they had nothing, and they were like, it just smelt of feces because they were just like living, like there was like a shed for the kids, and there was all these little kids, and they were all fucking inbred kids, and they were just like shitting and pissing and sleeping in it, and
horrible.
But pretty. I looked at the family tree, and I think like 90% of all of them were like related, like brothers, sisters, second cousins, like they were all, I think there was a lot of them, but and they finally got caught and then like prosecuted and everything, because I think what happened was they let some of the youngest little kids go to school, and one of the little girls, I think, was like, my cousin has like with me, and she said it to I think one of her friends, and then her friends told like a teacher, and that's how they got found out. Okay, far out. That is so heavy. I know, it's fucking gross. But and you see the photos, and it's just like, oof. It literally just looks like it almost looks like a junkyard, but for like caravans almost.
It sounds like legit, like what's that movie? It was like one of my favorite horror movies.
Oh, the hills have eyes.
The hills have eyes?
Yeah, and they're all inbred and they eat the humans. I watched all of them the other week.
Oh my God, is that a trilogy? Because bitch, why are you not waiting for me on the trilogy? That is the perfect trilogy. I used to love those movies because they were so scary. But oh my God, gross. So gross. And I mean,
and like
those poor kids are.
The scene in one of them in The Hills Have Eyes, because there's like one that's like obviously not all there.
Yeah.
But it's like in a wheelchair and its whole head, like it's like a balloon like this and it can't actually physically lift its neck up because its head is so swelled with like fluid. And
on TikTok there is this family. Oh my gosh. I don't know their name, but and they're like, I think they're quite famous and they're very clearly inbred. Like they are literally the characters from The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh my God.
Like they are, I'll have to show you. They're so messed up. But I read about a cult. The cult that I read about was kind of like, I'd never heard of it. So this is like freak. This is freaky as fuck actually. So there was a lady named Amy Carson. She was referred to her followers as the Mother of God.
Oh, not the prophet, the mother.
No, she was the Mother of God. And basically their religion was like New Age spirituality and like conspiracy theories and things like that.
Yeah.
But she claimed like the members of her cult claimed that she was like 19 billion years old. You know what? A funny
I think I know this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know this one?
I think so.
Yeah. And so she also claimed to be Donald Trump's daughter, which is fucking so random.
That's retarded.
And she was like, she would say to them that she was like a reincarnation of God, Marilyn Monroe, like all these other like iconic people.
Yeah.
Like so crazy. It's just crazy that people believe this, right? Like it's fucking insane, right? Like Bianca, imagine someone coming up to you and going, I am Jesus reincarnated, and also I'm Marilyn Monroe, and I'm Donald Trump's daughter. Come with me.
No problem. Just take my life savings.
Holy like seriously. I mean, I feel sorry for these people, but come on. Like that's just ridiculous. Like come on. But she ended up dying. Oh, she also claimed that she had the cure for cancer. It's like, bitch, if you have the cure, tell us then.
Spread it around.
Yeah,
because a lot of people die.
Bitch, spread the gospel. Anyway, she ended up dying. So she looked like she was living in like this shoddy house. It was somewhere in America. And all her followers lived with her. So I think she only had like 20 followers.
Yeah.
But they all lived in the house with her and her husband. And she ended up dying. And I actually don't know what happened, but they kept the body. They kept the body.
What the cult did?
The cult kept the body. And what happened was...
Oh, did they like do like a weird shrine or something?
They mummified her. And they put her in her bedroom and they wrapped her... I'm going to show you the footage.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So they wrapped her in...
It'd be like some Norman Bates shit.
They covered her body with glitter and then they wrapped her in all these lights and had her in her room. But see, the thing is the police came and basically barged down their door because they had reports from all these people saying... These people are transferring a dead body in their car back and forth from this house. So I don't know if they were like taking her to get like basically
just taking her to the shops. What do we need for groceries, Mother?
We're going on a ride.
Mum, what groceries do we need?
Yeah, so literally they were just like taking her off for a fucking joyride. Who knows why?
Every day. Glitter and lights.
So they got reported and the police knocked down the door. Went into the room. I think they all got charged. They also got charged with child abuse because there was a lot of children in the house as well. Yeah. And obviously the children are being exposed to that. I'll find you the footage. This was the house. Look at the room. I mean, I'm on acid right now looking at that room. Imagine walking in and seeing this, though. So they've, like, wrapped her in, like, all these Christmas lights. Her eyes were removed, obviously.
They're the first to decay.
Well, yeah. She'd been in there for several weeks, and then they had all these, like, essential oils and stuff burning to kind of, like, mask the smell of her decaying body. So that was her. What a sight. Honestly, that's insane though, right?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I tell you what.
Merry Christmas is a dead mummified woman in lights.
Oh my God.
That's so retarded. But, like, they wouldn't have even done...
Oh, this was another interesting fact though. Apparently, like, her body had turned blue because she was into, like, holistic health.
Yeah.
But she was... Also, she was a massive stoner and she was a massive, like, alcoholic. So she would do these live streams online to, like, recruit people.
Yeah.
And she would either be, like, extremely drunk or extremely high. And there was, like, footage of her, like, abusing, like, the kids and, like, being really abusive and demanding to, like, her cult followers. And she even, they said there was even, like, a moment of, like, where she had the cat and the cat was misbehaving and she grabbed it and picked it up by its neck. Like, I'm like, bitch, you are fucked up. But she was, so she was into, like, holistic health and she was consuming, like, do you know what?
Oh, colloidal silver, yeah.
Colloidal silver, yeah. So she was consuming so much of it that she was turning
Yeah, if
blue.
you consume too much,
Have
you start
seen
to
the
turn
Smurf
blue.
Man? The man that turned blue from colloidal silver?
No.
Oh, my God.
Because it's good for, like,
Yeah.
it's good for, like, I gargle it if I have, like, a cold and stuff.
Yep.
And then you gargle it for, like, a minute and then you drink it.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, gets rid of the bacteria in your throat if you're sick.
Yeah.
So that's what I have it for.
It definitely
but you've got to definitely limit your use of
Well,
it.
apparently, yeah. It turns your skin blue, but it also turns all your organs blue as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How fucking
That's
crazy
cool.
is that? This is him.
Oh, my God.
I'm not even kidding. Do not consume too much colloidal silver because you will literally become Papa Smurf.
But this is the thing, like, our day and age, I don't think not many people do know what colloidal silver is.
Yeah, crazy though, right? So, you know what the most famous cult in the world, which is universal, is Scientology. That shit is fucking
I'm still yet to watch a doco on that. I've still not
What,
watched a documentary on it. No.
Leah Remini, I think her name is. Remini.
No, I don't think I have.
Oh my gosh, it's insane, babe. It's so messed up.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a funny story. So, like, I watched that documentary and I was...
I need
Oh
to.
my God, I actually feel like talking about them right now. They're going to come try to fucking find
Bust
me.
down the door.
I feel like they are. They're scary. They're scary people. Like, they really
What is it? What's his name? Tom Cruise?
Am I going to get a fucking lawsuit letter by talking about them? I don't fucking care. Bring it on, Scientology.
Scientology. Got some blessings.
I'm finishing up with one. I'm ready for the next.
what's another? Just throw it on the fucking pile.
Yeah. So, but I'll tell you a funny story. So I watched that.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. It's so insane. They are horrible, horrible people. I'm not going to go into it. Watch the documentary. Watch her story.
I
It's
will.
fucking insane. But
I can't believe I've not watched it.
it's really good.
Because that's obviously right up my alley.
It is. They put them on these big cruise ships, like almost like they're in the fucking Navy or something, and the abuse and it's just
Like conditioning them.
oh, babe, but they're getting abused and stuff, and then they try to report it, and they kind of do it in a way that it blames it back onto them. It's like, well, you've done something wrong, and we need to you go clear, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? So after I watched that documentary, I went into my bedroom and I was like, right, I'm going to do the Scientology test. So
What? There's a Scientology?
yeah, so there's a test, right?
There's a test,
There's a
okay.
test. So this is like how you tell like whether you're clear or not. So I was like, I'm going to do this test because I'm so curious about these questions. And I tell you what, it was a commitment and a half because I swear to God there was like over 100 questions. And
Yeah.
I did it. And I mean,
Were you clear, bitch?
I was definitely not clear. And I'll tell you what, but it was just more the curiosity of it. And I still...
Does it give you a colour though?
No, it just tells you that you need to join a Scientology church. I don't think there's any way around it. I think you could probably...
I think you
no
could
matter
ace
how
that
you
test.
answer those questions, you need to go to the Scientology, the church of Scientology.
Yeah, you need help by Scientology.
So, I still to this day get emails from that church. Because I did that test. Like, fucking Scientology.
But is there, like, you wonder, like, are there Scientology things, like, on the Sunshine Coast?
There's one in Brisbane. There's a big one in Brisbane.
Oh, so
Trust
there
me with
is.
the emails. They'll hit me up.
Oh, wow.
I feel so wanted.
That's hectic.
It's so
But
hectic.
I hate that about, like, things like you might, like, do one thing and then obviously it's not like you're interested in it, but then you get bombarded with emails from them, like, every day sometimes, and you're like, what? I never signed up for this.
Yeah, well, when that Leah Remini, sorry if I can't say her last name right, but
Let's just
when
call
she
it
was doing the documentary, they
Yeah.
were like following her in cars and stuff. Like she would be like filming in the back of the car. And
Is
there
she
would be
dead
cars.
yet, or?
No, she's a famous actor because there was a lot of celebrities in there.
Yeah.
And they had, okay, so when Tom Cruise, because obviously Tom Cruise is a part of that
Yeah.
church. So when she said she would be at like the headquarters, if he came in, she said that she couldn't even sit in the same room as him and eat her lunch or anything. Like they would say, you need to leave the room because Tom Cruise is coming in. And it's all dependent on obviously how much money you're putting into that church.
Yeah,
so there was
he would be putting in it.
Yeah, so they would
Quite
have
a
like
large
they would have
amount.
like these basically like I suppose you call them their Bibles, but they were like manuals. And then the manuals, and they would cost hundreds of dollars, and then the manuals would get updated, and then you'd have to buy the new ones, otherwise you wouldn't be at that level anymore. So that's how they were kind of getting the income. And then you would have to give a percentage of your wage and things
Pretty
like
much
that.
like every cult, hey?
Yeah,
like
every
how
cult, yeah.
you still have to go to work, but you have to give like 10%,
Yeah,
15% of your
we
wage.
watched the other day? What was that?
The Waco.
No, the other one, the Louis Theroux one we watched. God Hates Fags.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
The website.
Was it on YouTube?
The website's literally God Hates Fags. So
Yeah, the
I can look it up
website is
pretty
God
quick.
Hates Fags, and they go to soldiers' funerals.
Yeah.
I just find that absolutely mind-boggling. And there's like children, and they're like, yeah, oh yeah, he's a fag because
So
he's a
that's ran
soldier.
by Fred Phelps, and it's called the Westboro Church.
Oh, yep.
So they will go and they'll picket. So a soldier will die at war, and they'll go and picket the
As close as they can because they're
and
not
they'll be
allowed
like
to
God
be.
hates soldiers. So it's like all this like basically just like hateful shit. It's just so hateful. I reckon that out of all the cults that I've seen, that Westboro Church, Baptist Church, is the most hateful fucking religion.
It was
or
really
cult I've ever seen in
disgusting.
my life. Like it is mind blowing. So Louis Theroux does a really great documentary on it. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it if you want your mind to be blown. And
It makes
how
you kind
sick
of question.
some people are. It's horrible. It's fucking horrendous, but super fascinating at the same time.
Yeah, definitely horrendous. Definitely not what I was thinking.
And
that it was
they
going to
also
be.
have like children like this big.
And he got hit in the head with a blue slushy.
So they're out on the side of the road,
and
they've
there's
got
like
all
an
these signs
8-year-old
saying-
holding a sign that says God hates fags, and
Yeah.
like
Then someone like pegs a drink at them, hits the kid in the head. Like, I don't know. It's horrible. It's really horrible. But if you want to check out their website, it's www.godhatesfags.com.au. I mean, not au because it's American, but .com.
That's so fucked.
I know.
But like, how crazy is it how like all of their houses, like they've got all the blocks of land and they've bought all the houses like in a row or on the corner, and they've just all knocked down all their fences, so it's one big backyard.
I know. And it's so hateful. Just everything that
But
comes
even
out of
that-
that woman's mouth, I think I don't know who she is. She's like the wife
she's a fucking idiot.
She's the wife of Fred
No,
Phelps.
I don't even think.
I don't even think she is
I don't think
either.
she's the wife, because when he was in,
he was
I want
like in
5
his
minutes
80s,
of your
yeah.
time, and he like literally, what's his name, Liam? What the interviewer?
Louis Theroux, yeah.
So Louis was literally like interviewing this old dude for about 30 seconds. He goes, 5 minutes is up. He was like, it's been like 30 seconds. Like, and he's
Yeah.
like, no, well, you just don't understand. He's like, what's there to understand? Like, does this make no sense to you? Like, this doesn't make any sense to anyone. I mean, it definitely makes sense to him, but I don't know where it came from.
It's horrible.
Heed my word. You're a faggot. You're a faggot. You're going to hell.
That's literally what they're like.
Yeah.
And like even when Louis confronts the daughter,
She would be like 13.
and he goes, you know, like it's like he questions her beliefs, and she just laughs at him. He goes, well, why are you laughing? She's because I know you're going to hell. And he goes, but don't you think that's a horrible thing to say? She's like, nah. Like she doesn't.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
You're going to hell. I'm just.
But I will say, I know that a lot of the kids that were filmed in that documentary actually have left that organisation, and they're living
good.
They're living normal lives now, and I believe the girl that did say that to him, in
the one
car,
that always had that smile like this.
I know it's very sad to watch though, because it's like something's not right, you know.
And obviously, you can see that something's going on, but she's just like.
I mean, she could have been abused for
masking.
Yeah, and she's a young girl. Like it's horrible. But that's what I mean. It's like these things, they're so destructive.
Disgusting.
But then, yeah, we watched the American Apocalypse. I mean, that
was that on Netflix?
That was wild.
That was hectic.
So basically, it was that church. Well, I don't even really remember what they were about.
It's just, I don't think many cults are about anything though. There's just a prophet.
There's a leader.
There's a prophet.
And he claimed he was
Yeah.
God reincarnated. Same thing as most of them.
I am God. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and he recruited all those people, and they were abusing children, and then they had all these. They armed themselves with all these weapons.
I think they were distributing.
Were they?
Guns.
Yeah.
And that's why the ATF. The ATF? Is it the ATF? I think it's ATF or the AIF. They're like not the FBI, and then I think that they're more secret services than FBI in America.
Yeah.
And then, so they went in because they got told that this cult pretty much has an abundance of guns. But what they got was something that they didn't expect, because I think they only thought that they had maybe 100 guns. They had a whole shed full. They had like millions and millions of rounds of ammunition and...
What for?
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Fuck for? You live in butt for one.
Yeah, but like I'm like, if
like,
you're like a God like loving person, like why would you need all of that guns?
Because we live in America. God loves guns.
The world is going to end.
They can't take away our
We
rights.
need to protect ourselves by killing everyone else.
America, fuck yeah. Coming to save the motherfucking day now.
But yeah, so then the ATF, they rocked up in like a unmarked van, and like apparently like 2 unmarked huge like cargo van things, and then they all just like filed out, and then so obviously the people in the cult saw that and they opened fire immediately, and four of the agents got killed.
Well, yeah.
So quick, and then that was like...
Then that would just set it off.
Yeah, and then a whole bunch of them got shot.
The shootouts in that documentary, like the footage in it is insane. Like,
I know.
It's insane. I couldn't even imagine what it would have felt like to actually be there. And they had to coax all the kids out. They had to... So basically they had...
He wanted his word to be heard, so...
So they had to manipulate the leader. Ironically, he was manipulated. As much as he was manipulating all of his followers, he was manipulated by someone to get all the kids out. And then they got that woman out and arrested her.
So they, what did they say? They said to him, we just want to get all the kids out. And he goes, well, I'll let 2 kids, I'll let them out in pairs.
Yeah.
I will record my word, and every time it's broadcast on the radio, I will let 2 more kids out. So every radio station was going mental, like trying to broadcast his message, his word.
Is this what we got to do to get the podcast out?
I know. Go fucking kill everyone. I mean, we don't have any kids.
Fuck. All right, we're gonna start producing.
With what?
Fuck. Good point.
But yeah, and then I don't actually recall how many children got saved out of that. I think maybe about 12 or something.
I thought all of them did.
No, there was, because remember there was that video and that little girl, the little one that was sitting next to the leader. I can't remember his name, but he was sitting on the bed and he had bullet wounds in him, and he was showing the camera, and he had like 3 kids around him. Yeah. And then he's asking her, what do we do to people who don't listen, or something like that. And then it was the creepiest little thing, like this tiny little, like, she would have been like 3, and she just looks at the camera and she goes, destroy them. And I was like, ugh.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Do you not remember that?
No,
it was
I think I must have
haunting.
fell asleep at that point.
Ooh.
Oh,
it was so
really
creepy, and then it literally replayed it like in the doco, and then it's just like this little cute little girl just going, destroy them, destroy them. And I was like, ugh.
Horrible.
Yeah, I messed up. Oh, that was his name, David Koresh.
David Koresh, yes, that was his name. Insane. What's the one with all the people with the blonde hair with all the kids?
The Family. All right. So I cannot believe that you have not seen that doco.
So I have not seen it.
So what it was this lady. I don't think she could have kids.
Okay.
Right? And I'm pretty sure it was her and her husband.
What's the cult called?
The Family.
The Family. Okay. All right.
So she, what she started doing was she started taking babies from the hospital for mothers who were wanting to adopt their children out.
Oh my
She
God.
obviously, she had like a nurse or a doctor on the inside that falsified all the records, and they would just, these women would have their babies and not want to keep their children.
Yeah.
So they would call her, she would come and get the baby, and she would just like, they didn't have like really birth certificates, nothing, and she would take them, and she literally, they would make them train. They, even if they had like dark hair like me, they would scalp bleach them.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they all looked identical.
So
they'd scalp bleach.
Of like, that's my child. That literally sounds like
They looked like, you know, your bob when you were younger, like that fucking scalp bleach bob with the micro fringe. They all looked like that, babe.
Yeah.
And they all would have to wear like these white dresses, like they'd get locked up in rooms, and
they get locked up in rooms.
Yeah, because like if they were naughty, then they weren't allowed, like they wouldn't get fed for days on end. Like, and then in the documentary there's like
How fucking horrible.
when it finally gets found, then there's like in the doco there's like the like some of the kids that grew up in the cult, and they would tell you, like they tell you what happened, and
gosh.
and then there's like in the footage and stuff of it, that's just like all these, like it wasn't like a loving cult, it was like pretty much like training them for the end of the world kind of thing.
Okay, so like the doomsday kind of approach.
Yeah. I mean, it's always the doomsday approach, isn't it?
Well, it is, because I mean, I get them at my front door with the doomsday pamphlet, so
yeah.
They love me. They love coming here.
Oh.
I'm going to wear this outfit next time they come. I'm ready. Take me.
Next time I knock at the door. Remember that time he thought it was me coming back?
I was so dirty on that. Bianca left. She's like, I'm going to go get some food. And I was super hungover. And then she left. And literally 5 minutes later, I get this knock on my door. I'm thinking, because I'd locked my front door, I was thinking, oh, it's Bianca. She's obviously forgotten something. I open the front door. It's preachers, and I was so hungover. And I'm going to tell you right now something about me. I am a very fucking nice person, and I don't know how to turn these people down. So if you knock on my front door and give me a spiel, I'm the bitch that's going to listen to it, because I don't know how to say to you, look, I'm not interested. I do not have that in me. I don't know why, but I'm working on it. So she left. They preached to me for like 20 minutes. I was like so hungover, so off
I think I was getting
Then they left. They left, and I texted her.
Rocked up
And
home.
she goes, yeah, I know. I saw them go there. I was like, you bitch, you should have given me a fucking heads up.
I didn't know they were going in here.
You were just
No, I saw
laughing.
them walking. I was
You
like,
were
these guys look
laughing.
out of place.
Every time we get the Mormons here too.
It was a really
Mormons,
hot
man.
day too. They would have been real sweaty.
Oh,
Surprised you
dude.
couldn't-
They come back here all the time too. They tried to knock on my door the other day, and I was like, no, I'm not answering. I know it's you fucking.
Can you see
not
their
answering.
shadows?
There's always two of them, and I'm like, no.
I'd literally fill up. Do you know what you should start doing? Filling up a jug of water. Just open the door and throw
Every
it on
time
them.
they come, and every time they come, I'm in my pajamas. I'm super disheveled, and I'm in like a really vulnerable state.
And they're
too.
like, you
so
need
they
help.
literally fucking get me at my weakest, my most vulnerable.
Well, that's
state.
what they
Every
do,
time.
babe. That's what they do.
Every fucking time. Yeah, but it's like midday. I'm just like, haven't dressed yet because I've barely got
And it's
out of
always
bed.
on a Sunday.
Always on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I have to look at them and say, hey, like, I think that
Do you
guys
reckon
are
that's their
actually-
kind of point, though? Like, they're like,
to
oh,
catch
it's a
people-
Sunday.
Yeah, catch people like
They've
they got
been
the
out.
Sunday scaries.
Yeah, the Sunday scaries. They're feeling really vulnerable.
That might be the
I'm going to
strategy.
go knock on her door again.
I mean,
Eventually,
it's-
she'll give in.
It is the perfect day to catch me, like, in that moment. If you're going to get me to join a cult, it's going to be on a Sunday.
It's going to be on a Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
The holy day.
That's exactly right.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, but the family cult, so she's stealing children.
Yeah, but she, what was her name? I think
That's
her name
insane.
was Anna.
Yeah, and
Anna?
then obviously abusing them. And what did she have any kind of belief system? Oh,
Yeah,
was
she
insane,
she was the Virgin Mary.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah. So,
Well, was she? She may have been a virgin.
no. Because she had like a
I mean,
husband.
she didn't birth any of those children. That's for
No,
sure.
exactly. I don't think that she could. I don't think she could have children. And then she obviously,
I was like, oh well, I'll just go rack some.
I'll
from
just
the
go,
f***ing
yeah.
hospital.
I'm just Rack City bitch. Rack baby bitch. Rack baby bitch. Rack baby bitch. Get my stroller, I walk away, bitch.
That is so.
My God.
I cannot wait to watch. What? I cannot. Sorry, I was just getting possessed. I need to fucking watch this documentary.
Yeah,
I
we'll
have
watch
to.
it. We'll watch it after.
We will.
Can't wait.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what are the other ones? There's so many of them though. Like they just all kind of blend into each other because it's all generally the same.
And it always seems to be the same outcome. And I mean, I'm sure that there's so many active ones that we don't even know about.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it always seems to be this outcome of like abuse and violence and money. Have you ever seen the guy? He's like a preacher of a church. Let me see if I can look him up. He's scary looking, and he, like this guy is.
How are you, sir? We'd just like to ask you about why you don't want to fly commercial.
This guy.
Why have you said that you won't fly
He's really
commercial? You said that it's like
He's had
getting
a lot of
into a
plastic
tube with a
surgery.
bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second. Not the people. The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing.
Oh, shut up!
Wait, what?
Because he's like, he's so wealthy, right? Because obviously he's like really well. I think he does like, I don't know what the channel is called, but there's like a channel in America where it's like where they have the preacher.
Yeah.
The preaching, like the God channel.
The gospel.
The gospel.
channel.
we're here today to talk about the gospel. So he is hallelujah. So he is like really famous. He has a church in America, and he is so wealthy. It is insane, right?
Yeah, because he's conned so many people.
Exactly. But basically what this is they're just saying, like, why are you flying in a big private jet then you have all these followers that are, like, giving you all their money? Like, obviously your intentions are wrong, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They're calling him out, and he just, I can only do 65% of my work if I fly commercial. It's like fucking bullshit.
What do you mean 65% of your work?
Because it's got to take up too much time. No, it's not. It's fucking not. Get a commercial flight, fuck your private jet off, and give that money to some charity
and it
and
costs
some
so
people
much
in need. You
No, but
dickhead.
babe, he believes he is the charity.
I am the charity. You're a charity case. That's what you are.
You fucking need to be.
But look how scary that face is. Let's look him up, like a photo of
Yeah,
him.
he looks like he almost looks. Oh, what is it? What's the movie?
So his name's Kenneth Copeland.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know how?
Oh my God, look at that head, mate.
I
Like,
can imagine his head.
That is
behind
like,
that
it's like
fucking
it's
mask.
been fucking screwed on. Obviously wrong, but yeah. Like, he is fucking a weirdo.
Is it fun? Maybe that's not the devil.
Oh, f***ing hell. You
With all
need an exorcism, mate.
Oh my God.
Oh, Kenneth. I don't know. It's f***ing insane though, isn't it? Like, so let's see what his net
You'd
worth
think with
is.
all that money he'd get his teeth fucking fixed, that's for sure.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, actually, that's a really good point. He's worth $18 million. Like, off. No church leader should be worth that. Like, if you're about giving back, I'm sorry, that is an excessive amount of money. You need to be
And what, like, so
apparently he's like he's the wealthiest US pastor.
yeah, but like, I feel like if you're a pastor, you're not wanting money, you're wanting, like, if you believe in that shit, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
I just feel like that is a
Look at
fucking
his house.
castle.
Look at that
is a
cunt's
fucking
house.
castle.
I'm sorry, but like, come on, your intentions are so goddamn obvious, and it's not like you're living this fucking. It's not like
Yeah.
you're like someone like Keanu Reeves. Like, I love him.
Yeah.
Out of Matrix. Like, he is like a massive philanthropist. Like, he's made all this money. He lives a really simple life, and he gives his money
To charities.
to charity and people in need.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
Yeah.
That is so disgusting.
He's taking people in need.
He's just taking advantage of
He's
people.
taking people that
For wealth.
are in need and using their need to his advantage.
And I really hope people fucking can notice that about certain organisations, because honestly,
well,
like,
obviously
that
they
is-
don't. He's still
No,
making money.
But in general, like, that generally is, if you
It's
feel
icky.
like any organisation that you're a part of is, that's their driver, yuck.
Yeah, it's not right, and it just shows
It's
a lot
gross.
about him.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and
To
join
our
me.
new cult.
You beat me to it.
Joan will take all your money.
Help me, I'm poor. We'll see you next week. We out. Bye.